Speed spec for Amarok, so yeah. Speed spec for Cranial, and the rest of us get Wasps. Amarok has recently really been adding Elite as his first tech on fortresses ever since the cost decrease. And my opponent has decided, even though he only has a single level 2 Rhino, it is worth for him to pick up Photon Coating. I sold out of the Wasp, out of the balls. There is no further purpose in keeping them. And I am deciding to add the EMP to the Raidens, as that is sure to get some value unless the opponent starts dropping Photon. I was also expecting him not to invest into Photon against the Rhino, with the Rhino, but that turned out to be a mistake to expect. A few more Raidens, because once you get critical mass with them, it becomes actually pretty difficult to dislodge them. Although the rest of my army is really not that powerful. But once again, these Mustangs with the item are level 3. This pack of Mustangs without item is also level 3. Opponent drops defensive Wasps, I drop the Wasps offensively. And pay attention to how much value these crawlers are about to get in like a few moments. As the round begins, and Amarok apparently both rapid resupplies and temp ranges. Opponent has invested into a boat because there really isn't much anti-air here. Alright, watch these crawlers. Oh, do they drag this thing away? Yeah, the Wasps achieved nothing. It was a mistake getting them. And again, they did hold those Fangs back for a very decent amount of time. And now that a lot of tanky stuff has already died, these Mustangs are kinda just eating. Look at the level bar going up. I'm breaking through the enemy quite spectacularly. And I'm getting a lot of levels. On Amarok's side of the board, things aren't looking as smoothly, but we're about to pick up a tower debuff for him. And we do have an army that can almost all shoot up. Let's speed this along. The big saber has been destroyed. There's another one, but we do have EMP now, and EMP means that we can easily take out even those sabers. Because they won't be able to heal anymore. The Mustangs get decimated by the Arclight, but yeah, we have all the tools necessary to deal with this. And we do actually pick up a win, a sizable win for the first time in 4 rounds, I think. Asset for Next and Mobile Beacon for Cranial, asset for Amarok as well. Looks like the other side is going down in green, and I'm picking up the Photon. Pretty sure that is for one of the raids, but I could be wrong. Anyway, the opponent is using the Mobile Beacon to just disregard these crawlers and start rolling into my front line. And I'm investing into more Raiden, because why would I not at this point? I'm also adding a few sledges just as a, well, slowdown button basically for the enemy army. The opponent invests into melting points, and Amarok is blocking the majority of this. Now, these Mustangs are already level 4, and that means they have still the same level as these Mustangs, so they did get enough XP. My opponent is also getting rapid resupply, evidently to get his range on the melting points, which is super important against Raidens. Also adds temporary buffs. Perfectly makes sense. I think I really should be selling out of all these steel bars here. They are not really doing all that much anymore. Interesting. Amarok's trying to use his mobile beacon to save the Arclight. I guess every little bit helps, eh? Anyway, I did not see this Rhino getting mobile beacon right into my base, so yeah. Say hello to trouble. There go a lot of Mustangs. And there's an instant lock basically on my high level Raiden. And another lock on the other one. So the Mustangs, the backup Mustangs, have really done a good job of decimating the Fangs. It is not enough. I was talking about some units not getting value anymore, and look who's getting value. It seems Amarok has broken through, but there's a big boat that he may not be able to deal with here. Yeah, that is a mighty big boat for what, 5 fangs level 3? It would also appear that I'm having a lot of trouble because the melters are just taking my units down too easily. And Amarok, despite landing definitely all the oil, is also, all the acid has lost his round. Sad to see Mustangs getting lasered down and Amarok's shield broken just before the round ends. Yeah, this is kinda the panic time moment here. Alright, round 8. The dance to get the Rhino to explode on something valuable. That's what I would sum it up in the corner there. Vulcans for the right side, and Cranial is adding 2 Void Eyes for level 6. Now that's a lot of DPS here. And I think I'm thinking really long and hard. Let's watch the round. So boats are being invested into by Nex. Makes sense. Amarok's army is rather weak to it, though he has added a melting point that can deal with all of these 3 big units in time. It does have range and does currently not outrange them. I didn't know that boats actually outrange melters, to be honest. That will make things a whole lot more difficult. Is that improved boats or something like that? Did I miss something? No. It's just that they have this much base range, I suppose. Speaking of range, I'm adding Raidens and range on them, and the opponent is apparently really trying to box in my poor Stangs here. At this point, I'm kinda in the I hope I can get so many Raidens that I can make my entire opponent's board disappear with a few zaps mood. Also, keep in mind that these Mustangs, since this pack kinda didn't get to play the last round, could actually be out-leveling them. I think I just didn't have the money to level them, or maybe I didn't see them behind the wasps. I was really kinda blind. I picked up Farseers and sold them, by the way. So Mobile Beacon makes sure that this Rhino doesn't get to explode on just about anything. There is stuff in front, but the Melter still gets a lock on the high-level Raiden, which is very, very bad. Mustangs are just racing through levels at this point. But overall, yeah, looks really good on one side at least. EMP is keeping those Melters in check now, and they are struggling. Although Raidens are not the best single target damage, and they certainly can't deal with boats well. We are not able to give Amarok a debuff here, so yeah, his army kind of just evaporates. And look at the damage these boats are doing. Oofies. Yeah, I don't think I will be able to pick up this round as a win. We are able to kill a boat, and that definitely saves us a lot of HP here. Wouldn't have been fatal, but this is like we have been chipped away at for several rounds, and it's starting to really turn ugly. Amarok picks up the efficient giant manufacturing. I guess for a guy who's playing the all giant comp, it does make sense. So does my opponent. He probably wants to build a few additional melters. But we do see a missile picked up from Nex, and yeah, this missile is definitely hitting a very valuable target that I was kind of just leveling with the level all button and never really paid attention to in the entire duration of this match. So I did not protect them. And I regret it. Because I mean, losing level, what is this, 4 or 5 now? 5 Mustangs to a missile. I think it's worth shielding them in round number 9 when you're on the cusp of getting blasted here. I decided to drop down a shield. This Rhino doesn't have enough damage with the explosion to punch through the shield. So unless it gets taken down by something else, it will last. We also pick up a fork in order to just try and blast everything before the opponent can blast me. And now I want you to take a good look at what happens in the sort of shared middle between Amarok's side and my side, and how that shapes the rest of the round. I didn't have money for 10 buffs, by the way, which also is kinda just cruel. I was trying to, by all means, basically get the extra targeting, the extra targets for my Raidens. Hoping to make a difference this way. So as you can see, both Amarok and I have absolutely gotten stopped. This is a loss, you can already see it. My army has been destroyed and I have been doing somewhat better than Amarok this round. And they are the last Melter Force and we are just utterly annihilated. Now, I want you to show what I was doing when I last tried to cast this. Because I've cast this before, and I messed up the audio setup. So, no luck. I'm gonna pick up the missile instead, and we'll just drop that on a nice clump of fangs, basically. See how much value we can get. I suppose this is kind of the closest we can get to a whole lot of value. Let's drop it maybe here-ish. I still want to pick up this shield, because that is absolutely worth it. And I think I no longer need to worry about the Mustangs, so I think I'm just going to get the Raiden to stay behind. And then we are going to invest into a Splash, because we have many fangs to take care of. And we do add a shield here. We go ahead and just sell these steel balls. And then we have a whole lot of money, which we can use to buy all the temporary buffs. And what shall we invest into? Oh, I probably, hang on. I can get more value by selling the Farseer that I have left over. Kinda need to hurry up now. Let's get the temp buffs. Let's just do this. Pick up one of these, one and two of these, and like add a missile around here. These are our backup Mustangs. And now watch what happens in the middle. So only a handful of our Mustangs die. Meanwhile, you can see that the fangs are absolutely being taken down, and downer. And we have so many Mustangs that the opponent just can't fight them with fangs. So we not just win our side, we completely annihilate our opponent. And suddenly, Amarok is winning his side, because this very vital pack of Mustangs is living and thriving, and he's winning by a mile. A legitimate mile. I would say, I think we just finished them in one round. Hang on. This was 5,380 damage. And if we go back to the replay... Yeah, that would have one-shot them. Sorry, I messed up. I should have continued selling units that I didn't need. And paid attention to this pack of Mustangs, and we could have been sitting so golden. But alas, that is not how it turned out to be. I made the dumb moves, I was neglected, I invested into the wrong thing, and it cost me all my money, because fork is expensive, and I bought additional Raidens when I didn't need to. So, yeah, I messed it up. Well, thanks everybody for watching, listening. And I hope you enjoy the other games that I played with Amarok. And thank you again. And remember that even though spamming Raiden and winning everything because Raiden rocks, unfortunately that is not the truth when your opponent is just demolishing them with melters and they are not multi-targeting enough to kill all these shield fangs. So, bye now. Thanks for watching, and until next time.